my friend for coffee. We're going to the London plane. We're gonna have to sit outside, but this sun makes it feel like it's not that cold out here. Feels pretty good. I really like this little garden area. It looks so pretty. The waterfall there. It's beautiful. See the mountain over there? The mountains are out really pretty. Really pretty fall day. It was Halloween. And I didn't dress up. I haven't been dressing up. An alleyway. Oh, cool. I think that's London Plains cooking. This is the whole entire place right here. I love the architecture in Pioneer Square. It's really pretty. And I like this little area over to the right. They always have lights and things like that. I love this vine that covers this building. Oh, look how cute this is.
But mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
Walking back to my car from my friend's place. I love his new condo. It's so cool. He lives in a great part of Seattle. Has a nice view. I love it. I saw my friend today. We went to London Plain. I love being in Seattle. It's just so nice. It's really pretty. I'm a little handful. Okay, we gotta stand here. Ooh. Where did I park? Parked near the Amazon Go store. Y'all can see this. Seattle's such a pretty city. I love all the greenery. It's really nice. Amazon Ghost store. So I'm parked over on the right. He treated me to some coffee, and I got the mocha, and they make it like homemade, like cocoa and sugar and stuff, so it tastes really good. And it's not like overly sweet, which is good because I'm trying not to eat so much sugar. Oh, there's Amazon spheres. My friend works at Amazon, so when I get back after visiting my family, we're gonna go there and I'm gonna work from there. Okay. Oh, puppy, puppy. This candy bar is so delicious. It only has 17 grams of sugar. It's nougat and almonds, and it has a delicious dark chocolate, so it's for the entire candy bar, so it's not too bad. Like, added sugar wise, 17 grams. Like, if I'm trying to keep my daily consumption under 25 grams, I could have this and a coffee with a little bit of sugar and I'll be good. So all in all, it's pretty good. And I worked out today, so I'm gonna try to work out every single day this week, because next week I fly to go see my parents. I'm not gonna have a gym, I'm not gonna have weights or anything like that. I'm still gonna be doing my home workouts, and I'm gonna try to get all of them involved, because of course they all need to be working out. So hopefully I'll help motivate everyone. So this candy bar is so good. The nougat is absolutely amazing. It's not like taffy. It's not like it's gonna pull a filling out of your tooth, but it has that slight kind of taffy chewiness to it, but it also is really like airy and fluffy. It's really amazing. So we're gonna have to get some of these. And I just started my new Korean TV show last night. It is Dali and the Prince or something, or some kind of like something prince. I forget exactly. Let's check. It is Cocky Prince. So Dali and the Cocky Prince, and so far it's been pretty good. It's like this guy that sells pigs or something, or like his family owns like a conglomerate. They have a lot of conglomerate type of things in their shows, like in the Korean shows. Like a lot of the people are like really like wealthy. Like that's like the premise of the whole movie, is usually like either someone who's like really wealthy and kind of full of themselves, and they meet someone who's like poor and struggling, and they kind of like help that person see kind of like the other side of life and things like that. Or it's the other way around. It's like someone who's like really cocky, but someone who's like super wealthy, but they're kind of like very humble, and they're it that way, and they meet someone who's like really poor, and then the person doesn't know that they're wealthy, and that's usually how it plays out. But I like the dynamics. I think it's interesting. I definitely prefer Korean shows over American shows, because I feel like they're really thought out, and they're like usually 16 episodes, at least the ones that I like. They're 16 episodes, so it's like a really well thought out movie. And I just like that there's not like a lot of like PDA and things like that in there. I don't like watching that. It kind of makes me uncomfortable, so I prefer not to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't do that. I don't want to see that. So it's, you know, I'm okay with like hand holding, kissing, hugging, things like that. But anything past that like a lot of American TV shows and movies like to put in there, I just am not interested in that. Nope, not at all. So I really like it. I saw The Little Shocked. I think, where was it? There was a Korean show. Was it Squid Games or something like that? There was one. I think it was Squid Games. Yes, it was more Americanized, I feel like. Maybe, I think, well, Netflix made it, so it's more of American geared towards more Americans, I guess, because they did have more PDA in there than usual. At least the ones that I like to watch. I like to watch either fiction or something that has, I kind of like a little action and stuff like that. Alright, I am headed out to go to my second workout this week. So I was hoping to work out every single day, but the last 2 days I didn't feel like it. I'm gonna go work out today and maybe tomorrow, and I need to start packing. I still have quite a few videos to make for my long, like, Tuesday type videos. I have plenty of vlogs that I've been like trying to create and make ready so that when I'm at my parents' place, then I don't have to necessarily worry about trying to keep up with the editing and posting and all that kind of stuff. I can just kind of just take the content and then just transfer it to my computer, and then I can edit it at my leisure or when I get back. So that's pretty much my plan for that, but I still need Tuesday content. That's always the hardest part. For some reason, I love talking, but for some reason, the Tuesday content, I just find it so hard to just sit down and actually put my thoughts to words, because everything that you say is weighed and measured and criticized and judged, and you know, it's the nature of being online. You're not going to please everyone, and everyone's always going to be upset with your thoughts, your ideas, your experiences, whatever it is that's going on. I mean, even though what I'm saying is not, I don't really consider it very controversial, pretty much what I talk about is just my personal experiences and things that happen to me, and that shouldn't be something that people get offended by, but apparently they do. At least on my Facebook, I don't know. On my YouTube, I guess I haven't seen it so much, but I'm also not really seeing a lot of views, so it's not like a lot of people are actually watching it. If a ton of people are actually seeing it, how would they be reacting to my life story and my experiences? I'm not sure, but I think it's good to put your life experiences out there so that way people who are going through the same things, they can see that they're not crazy and that they're not alone and that it's okay. You know, you can get fired from jobs constantly. I've pretty much been fired from every job I've had out here in Washington. It's okay. Like, life goes on. It's all right. I mean, as long as you're doing something illegal, if there's no fault of your own, you should have no shame and guilt attached to being fired constantly. So I ran out of coffee, and I don't want to go buy more because I'm flying out in a few days to go stay a month with my parents and visit with them. So I'm walking to the clubhouse in my pajamas so I can go get some coffee from their coffee machine. I don't really like the coffee that it makes with like the cappuccinos and flavorings and things like that, because it's like a powder or something. It gives it kind of a weird flavor. But I like just the plain coffee that it comes out, because it comes from actual like real coffee. It grinds it and drips it through, so it actually is pretty decent, but it still has a slight taste to it as like, I guess, big machines or something like that. Maybe it's not cleaned properly or regularly, I don't know. But I have Tinkerbell pajama bottoms on, but I don't care. You know what? I'm just gonna walk over to the clubhouse and get me a cup of coffee. I'm not gonna put anything in it. Yesterday I got a cup after I worked out, and I put a hazelnut in it, but I think it's like a sugar-free hazelnut, which I'm not a big fan of, like sugar-free. I don't really like the flavor, but the coffee flavor kind of covered it up. I'm not gonna work out today. I was thinking of working out, but I'm kind of sore because I really worked out hard yesterday. But there was this girl there in the gym. She lifted this humongous 50-pound weight. Like, it looked like a fake weight, you know, so big. And I don't know how she did that, because she was like my size. I was like, girl, I couldn't even lift that one once. She like carried it across the gym and like worked out on the other side of the gym. I didn't see her use it because I left before her, but I don't know what she's gonna do with that. It's like as big as her. This is the clubhouse. I like it. It's really pretty in here. It smells really nice. Here's the coffee machine. They have a lot of flavorings and things like that, like pumpkin pie and salted caramel. I remember before the pandemic, there was an older lady who always sat in that chair and watched TV. I think I saw her in here a few times since then. I love this clubhouse though. I may come in here and work, like from this table right here. I used to before the pandemic, when every time I'd lose one of my jobs and I would try to figure out my life and what I needed to be doing, I would bring my computer in here, because it just gets so depressing just sitting in the house aimlessly wondering what you're supposed to be doing with your life. I love the outdoor area. We have a nice pool. I never swim. I'm not a fan of water. I don't like it. But I love the view and the gym right there on the right. It's just really nice. I do love this apartment, but we do need to get started on our real estate portfolio, so because Jason has a W-2 job, we really should buy something, which is why I'm really pushing for it. But I will miss this place because it is so well managed. It's so clean. It's just really, really nice. It's really nice here. I love it. And the management's really nice as well. And our apartment's beautiful. It's really nice. It's just so expensive. But if we buy it, it actually is going to go up. So we pay like $1,700 right now, but if we bought it, probably is going to at least be like $2,300. So our price is going to go up. But we'll be getting something much bigger, and we could actually rent it out if we wanted to. We would own it. Like, there's just so many perks to it. Got my coffee. Sky's beautiful today. I like it when it's blue and it has big fluffy clouds and just like storm clouds. They just look really cool. I love how they are. Bird. It's gorgeous. So I just put a bit of heavy cream in my coffee and it actually tastes really good. I got the extra strength dark whatever on the machine. Oh man. And it actually it's really good. I really like it. So today I need to create my account. I actually have insurance policies now. My financial advisor sold me a bunch. And it doesn't feel that great to have all this money coming out of my account because I pay yearly. So when I had a really good paying job last year, which I've not gotten to because I'm only up to, with my series of unfortunate jobs, I'm only up to the job I had that I was laid off right when the pandemic was hitting. So I still need to cover all that, but I did get a really good job, the best job I've ever landed in my life last year. But and we'll get into that with the whole thing, but it was really bad. So when that happened, my financial advisor, she sold me a bunch of insurance. It's really expensive. Like, it comes out every single year. I mean, to some people, it may not be a lot of money, but as for me, someone who has struggled and worked as hard as I have through my entire life and not ever made a decent living, it's a lot of money. And I wish I'd held off on it because I bought it originally, and since I've already put money into it, I don't want to just lose that, but now I have to. I'm committed. Every single year, I have to put thousands and thousands of dollars into these policies to try to maintain them, and that's just scary, especially when I don't have an income, and I have all these things I'm trying to do and build and whatever. So I need to create the account, though, so I can go in and pay them for the year. I hate to see my savings just go way, way down, but you know, I keep telling myself it's a smart move. My aunt is disabled. I need these types of policies so that if something happens to me, if something happens, then I'll be okay, which is terrible. Why should we put this kind of expense on the American people just because the U.S. does not have health insurance? It does not have good safety nets for people who become disabled and people who are down on their luck. Like, why should we resort to paying insurance companies crazy premiums for a what if and a maybe? I just think that's not right. So hopefully in the future we won't have to worry about this. I'm still going to keep some policies, but at least I have like a long-term care policy. I have a policy if I become disabled, and then I have a whole life insurance policy which supposedly I can use to retire or something, pull money out of it after it's funded, which is like 7 or 10 years then, and I could do something like that. I really don't know how all that works. I've tried to Google, I've tried to read, and it still doesn't really answer a lot of my questions because some people are against the whole life insurance policy using as a retirement plan strategy, part of your portfolio, whatever you want to call it. And then other people are like, yeah, it's for it. So I don't really know who to believe or what to, like, read about it, you know? So my financial advisor, she did call me this week, but I just didn't feel like talking to anyone this week. I'm really, really, like, anxious and stressed because I am going to be flying and going to see my family for a month and all this kind of stuff. And that's just a whole other, like, deal. And I'm trying to pack, and I'm trying to get all of my videos accumulated so that I don't miss, you know, things, because YouTube is all about consistency, and I've been so consistent the last 9 months or however long I've been doing it, 8 months or something like that. So I just don't want to, like, fall off the bandwagon. I told myself I needed to be 1 year at least minimum of consistency, and I'm trying to stick to it. I'm very OCD when it comes to things that I tell myself I'm going to do and I'm going to stick to. Like, I study my real estate every single day, and that's what I need to do today as well. I need to study the real estate for the real estate exam, and I study Japanese every single day. I'm on like day 140 or something. I almost got to 180 days back in, like, I started it back in January. And so, and I study it just for maybe like 5 minutes a day. Sometimes it's not, I just do one lesson. And then sometimes I study it for 30 minutes. But it's really cool. I feel like I'm starting to pick up a lot on Japanese, but it still feels like I can't hold a conversation. I just want to get to where I can have the conversation. Ooh, the person is here to pick up the U-Haul box. Yay! This person has this U-Box because I guess they moved here, and it's just been sitting in a parking spot for a very long time. And I'm ready for it to get moved because we have good parking here. Like, we don't... I've been looking at condos, and some of them, they only come with one parking spot, and there's no street parking around. And I'm like, me and Jason both have cars. Like, there's a lot of little things like that I need to be careful about. Like, when we purchase, I need to make sure that it has, for sure, 2 spots, maybe 3, because if my sister comes and lives with me, I want to make sure that that option is always available. And, or at least some street parking for someone, like friends that visit or whatever, someone who comes and stays. So that's what I've been looking at. I've been looking at condos and things like that. It does look like they're just so expensive. It's like, I'm hoping January we'll find something that fits our budget and that it's big enough and has a yard and hopefully a garage for both our vehicles, and hopefully just more of a duplex kind of feel, like townhouse duplex, instead of like, I don't want to be in the middle of a townhouse. I'd rather be on the end. I'd rather just be like 2 houses that are attached or something like that. I just want it to look more like a single family home and have like the yard space and the 2-car garage and things like that. I don't like the ones that are really, really tall, like 3 stories, because Molly, her hips, and you waste a lot of space as far as like living space just to accommodate the staircase. So it's like when you are splitting hairs with your square footage, to me, every single square footage, like 3 feet counts, So that entire area where the staircase is, that could be an entire spot where you could put, I don't know, like a couch or something like that. Like, it's that big. Just think of your entire, like, the stairway, if that was gone and you could actually use that space. It was usable space. So it's like little things like that I think about. That's why entire places that are just like 1 floor, even when they're the same square footage as one that is multiple stories, it feels so much smaller and cramped when it's all like 3 stories instead of like 1, to me. When it's like 1,000 square feet or 1,100 or 1,200 square feet, it just feels so tiny and small. I remember seeing this house last year when we were going to buy down in Columbia City area in Seattle, which is like South Seattle. I remember going to this townhouse, and it was cute because it was in the middle of the city and everything like that. So, of course, I like city living. I could walk to my coffee shops and things. But it was 3 stories. So when you went inside, it was like the living room was so narrow and so tiny feeling. And the dining room, like, the whole thing just felt just really cramped and claustrophobic. Almost like you were living in this really tiny box. And I was like, I can't do this. And it was like $600,000 or something ridiculous. It was 500, 600, 700,000. It was so much money. And I was like, no, like, I don't want to pay $3,000 a month to live in a box. Nope. So I'm trying to keep our budget. Oh man, Molly's not liking this person that's getting the box. Aw, they're just trying to get the box, okay? Let them work in peace. Lay down. Lay down. They got this weird little forklift thing. It's kind of cool. Maybe I can show y'all. Look at them. That's cool. Molly's very displeased. She doesn't like to see people working. That's so cool. It's like its little forklift. But yeah, so I'm trying to keep our budget at like $2,000 if we can. I mean, I really prefer as cheap as possible, realistically, but I have to be like, okay, keeping our budget at $1,200 a month is just not even realistic, Like, unless we were paying like 50% down or something like that. Like, it's not realistic to think that we're going to ever find something that will cost like $1,200 or even like 13 or 1400, especially I'm trying to put zero down. I want to put zero down. So and zero down and keep it at like 2000 or 1900 or something like that. Because right now I pay 207 for my storage unit. And if I could move my stuff out of storage, that saves me $200 a month. And right now we pay 1700, so that would put us at 1900. And you know, by saving that 200, and that would just be better because it would be 1900 would be about the same as what we're paying right now, but we would have hopefully a yard for Molly, a garage, an extra 1 or 2 bedrooms, and just more space, and all of my stuff would be in one area, and we would be building equity, and we would have a place that we would eventually pay off, and that hopefully we could move out of and rent out and pay off, and then have our real estate portfolio built for when we retire. I don't know. I have to think about this. We just have to be smart about it, I feel like. It's just, I just want like maybe 5 rentals, and then we could, like, 5 rentals you can retire off of that income when they're paid off. Out here, because it's so expensive, if you rent out a place we buy, like if I rented out a place that we bought, we wouldn't be making any money from it. Like, it really would just pay for the note, and that would be it. And maybe pay for the 12% tax that we would be charged for the rent or the rental income. You're charged 12%. So I have to think of that too. And then the costs for maintaining it, because I'll be responsible for any damages, things like that happen, or anything that breaks. So you would almost be losing money renting it out. But once we pay it off in 30 years, or hopefully sooner, then it would just turn into almost, probably a lot of it would be mostly profit and income. And if I wanted to, I could always rent it out at a really good rate below market value. If I am making enough to survive and live, then I could try to use those spaces to help people out who are really struggling and things like that. That's just like my thought process of like the different routes that I could go, which is what I like. I like a plan, and I like to think through things, and I like to have different ideas for different things. Oh, I think they're about to get it. Let's see. There it goes. Oh, she don't like, that's our downstairs neighbor. She's always running out to get food and Starbucks and things like that. I always see her running out of here and then coming back. And Molly barks like every time. It's like, you see her every day. She comes out and gets her food and her Starbucks and coffee. And calm down. Oh, neat. I like watching that. Where did the truck park? Oh, it's parked way over there. I'm like, where did it go? That's so cool. I really like the clouds today. And that's the thing, I really like this apartment because we have this beautiful big window, and it allows all this light in, and it's just so nice. I really like it. And this bedroom is a good size too. Like, I can have the TV and Molly's, actually our TV, the light went out in it, so we're not sure what we're gonna do. So Jason just used like a monitor he used to game with. So I actually like the picture quality on this one, even though it's tiny. It's like I can fit my plants, I can fit Molly's kennel and food, and it's just, this bedroom is pretty big. And we have a nice walk-in closet. It just is not big enough for us. It's only 1 bedroom, and it's only 800 square feet. So it's pretty small.